Hi guys, hi girls, how you doing? Welcome to the third episode of the Stars Bitácora. Today I got quite an interesting topic that I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about, but I think it's like so interesting because I've noticed that and I'm like, what? That's crazy, right? So, you know, I think there's kind of this polarity of healing, right? And I don't know any other way to express it, right? But for example, oi! For example, I remember when I was healing a lot of, you know, masculine wounds, the male gaze and all of that on therapy, there was this thing that was happening to me that I was going from pick me to the other, but I was not out of it. How do I explain it? So, for example, before I would used to dress to be like, oh, guys will love me if I dress like this, or oh my god, yes, guys love when you do this, guys love when you dress like that, guys love when you put your hair like this, right? And it was all like that, and then I was like, you're right, I don't have to dress for guys, and it wasn't like it wasn't such much of a conscious thing, right? I didn't realize I was doing it. But I went to the other side, right? I stopped dressing for boys to like me, and I started doing quite the opposite thing, right? Which was dressing for boys to be like, oh my god, I really wish I could be with her, so that I could be like, you really want to, but you can't. Right? And it was like, I came from one side to the other, but at the same time, now I realize in both of those situations, I was dressing for men. I was dressing for their validation. It's different types of validation, it's different standpoints. In one of them, I feel like I'm in control, and the other one, they have the control, right? But at the same time, I'm still not dressing for me. Still not dressing for me, I'm dressing for them. And there's this kind of polarity of healing. This is what I mean. 222. This is what I mean. It's like I thought I was healed from that because that's kind of how it looked, right? Like, I'm not dressing for boys to like me. I'm dressing like this so that they can feel bad that they didn't, right? That they can't have this, right? Look, but you can touch, kind of thing, right? And now I'm like, yes, but I didn't want to dress like that. At the end of the day, I wasn't dressing because I wanted to dress like that, right? So in one side, I would wear a miniskirt and overly big neck, what's it called, with a lower neckline top for guys to really like me and this and that. And on the other side, I was wearing a miniskirt and a lower neckline, perhaps, for guys to really want me. But you can have this, right? But it was still for them. It was still for them. And I remember one time my therapist asked me, and I felt a little bit attacked, but at the point of the journey, and my therapist's journey, I kind of like had a hunch at like, okay, this is resistance. Let me back down and see what's going on, right? So basically, she said something like, yes, but we don't need to dress showing everything, right? Like, that's a little vulgar. And I was like, how dare you? And then I was like, wait, no, this is resistance. She didn't say it exactly like that. Okay, let me be honest. She didn't say it exactly like that. I don't remember her words, but it was something to the lines. That's what I got. So she was saying like we didn't need to dress, showing everything, because clearly I would dress with a huge neckline so far down that basically I was just showing it all. Okay. And I would be like, are you calling me a whore? Right? But immediately I catch that was resistance, and I was like, okay, but let me see if what she's saying makes sense. And I was like, she's right. I don't need to dress showing everything. And it didn't hit quite much there. 0440. Oh my god. It didn't hit that much quite there, but I remember, I think it was the next day, I was choosing my outfit, and I was about to choose the same outfit again, or very similar, and then I stop my hand and I go, is this what I want to wear? And I was like, no, I don't want to keep wearing that. And I was like, okay, what do I want to wear? And I was looking around and I was like, okay, I kind of want to wear pants today. Crazy. And, a simple top. A top, whatever. Just a thing, right? And I was like, that's crazy. That doesn't show any part of my body. And then I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't have to. That's not the point of how I dress. I dress to feel good about myself. I dress a specific way to be like, wow, I love the outfit. I'm like, ah, girl, you dropped something, my jaw. So, like, I wasn't gonna choose an outfit just because men would like the outfit, or because I thought that this or I thought that, right? Instead, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm choosing this because I want to choose it. 0550. I don't know if I'm choosing this because I want to choose it. I feel like I'm choosing it because I feel that's the right choice. But at the end of the day, the right choice is what I want to wear because this is my 0606. This is my outfit, my body, my decision. And I've been making my decision, the decision I thought was the right decision. But there's no right decision. The right decision is the decision I feel good about, right? With my clothing, with the way I was wearing it, right? And now I feel so much freer because before it was like, oh no, but that doesn't show much. And, it made me feel bad because I was like, I have this amazing body that I manifested. I want to show it. And now I'm like, but I don't have to. I don't have to. And as of right now, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna change my outfit for the male gaze or for the everyone else's gaze, right? And it's perhaps a little complicated, right? Because back then I was changing my outfit or, thinking I'm not gonna change my outfit. If they watch 0707. But at the same time, I was not changing my outfit, but choosing my outfit based on what I thought they'd like. Okay? So you get what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna stop dressing like this for men. I'm gonna do it even, right? And at the same time, I was like, yeah, but this is not what I want to wear. And I wasn't realizing because I was just naturally choosing that, like, oh, I get to wear whatever I want. Like, I don't care. I can use that and you shouldn't touch, right? But at the same time, I was not realizing that, yes, I can. I can if I want to, and they actually should keep their hands to themselves. But this is not what I want to wear. I don't want to wear this. I don't want to wear that fucking low neckline and the impossibly tiny miniskirt. That's not what I want to wear. Maybe yes in the summer, maybe. I don't know, but right now I don't want to wear that every day all the time. 0808. I don't. I don't. I really don't. I want to wear something else. I want to dress different. If I want to dress like that, I'm gonna dress like that. I am. But I'm not gonna change my outfit choice for other people, right? I'm not gonna dim my own light. But I'm not also gonna keep choosing something to prove them wrong. Because that's for them. I don't wanna dress for them, I wanna dress for me. Like, I'm not gonna keep, doing this to prove them that I can do it and that they shouldn't touch, right? No. No. No, 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 no. That's not even what I want to wear, right? If what I honestly want to wear is a miniskirt in a low ass neckline or some tapes on my boobs, I might. I might just wear that. If I feel okay, if I feel comfortable, if I feel cold, 0909, I might wear that, of course. At the same time, I don't. I don't, right? And most importantly, I'm gonna honor my authenticity. I'm not dressing like this to show this or to show that or to this or to prove that or that, so that they know. No, 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 no. This is not for anyone else. This is not to prove anyone else nothing. This is not so that they know. This is not so that they understand, so that they like, so that they... No, 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 no. This is because I love the outfit. I love how I look. This is because of that. Anything else, any external validation or hate that I get from anyone else, I don't care. That's for you, keep it. I don't want to keep it. You can keep your hate to yourself. You can keep your love to yourself. I don't care. This, I did it for me. I did it for myself because I love the outfit. I love the outfit. I did it because I felt gorgeous. 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 I did it because I felt gorgeous. And I was like, you know what? That's a baddie right there. Right? And that kind of polarity is, it's almost everywhere. Right? It's that polarity of healing, of, oh, I got over it. Like, I'm over it. It's not even healing because you didn't heal it. You kind of, I wouldn't say sunk deeper because you never, I don't think it's you, like, you sinking deeper. I think it's like, how to express it? It's like, yeah, you go to the other polarity of the same problem, right? Like, you change the rules, but we're still playing the same game, right? Like, instead of playing with the white things on chess, I play with the black ones, but we're still playing chess, right? We're still playing chess. And this is so important because in another place in which I can see this kind of polarity is in sexuality. 11-11, ah! 11-11, no way. And basically what I see, it's like, you know, like when you're talking about, something like, bad that you shouldn't be talking about, that you kind of lower your voice, or you kind of act like, kind of like, I hope no one sees me or hears me talking about this. That's because you feel like you're doing something wrong. That's because you're talking like you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. 1 for someone. But the thing is, sexual activities and stuff, okay? Let me be very broad with this, okay? Because we're talking specifically about some stuff. I may not be incredibly, how is it, punctual on what I'm saying, but obviously take this with a grain of salt and listen to this responsibly, okay? Don't take my words out of context. But sexuality is a normal thing. It's normal. It's our bodies working like bodies, right? Like, every single animal goes through being horny. They go in different ways. They have sex different ways. Most of them do not enjoy sex. And this is something also that I want to talk about, is that, perhaps, I don't know if they're Christians, I don't know, people on religion, not everyone, but, most people on religion, they feel like sex is wrong because this is just for procreating, this is whatever. And I can feel God being like, oh my God, I gave them the fucking privilege of enjoying sex. Because, for example, have you ever seen cats? Sex with cats hurts. It hurts real fucking bad. Because let me tell you, have you ever, has a cat ever licked you? Their tongue is incredibly, like, harsh. That's what they feel. Right? Like, on the pee-pee, I'm gonna say pee-pee because this is YouTube, because I cannot be just bland and honest. The male pee-pee on cats, it's like that texture, okay? So kitties, kittens, 1331, they they do not like it. Confirmation. No one calls. That was confirmation. They do not like it. It hurts as fuck, okay? And God gave us the absolute fucking privilege. The privilege to enjoy it. To be able to do it just because we want to. To take pleasure and dignity out of it. And we feel ashamed. That's not what God wanted. Like, this is a blessing. This is a blessing, 1414. The humans get. We get the blessing of enjoying sex. Of doing these things just for pleasure. Just for pleasure. How I imagine kitty cats just be like, I wish I could have sex just for pleasure. I don't like this, but I have to, right? We do it because we like it, because we want to, because it's like, wow, this feels good. Can we try something else? Oh my God, how about we do it like this? That's crazy, right? And even now, I feel some of you being like, oh my god, watching this kind of like this, kind of like, I hope no one's listening to me because this is crazy. She's talking about crazy stuff. And it's like, that's the problem. That's the problem. Taboos work for no one, okay? Because this is a taboo. And taboos work for no one because that's a wound. But you don't heal a wound by pretending there's no wound to begin with. By acting like, that? What is that? I don't know. I've never heard of it. Shut up. Don't talk about it. No, we heal wounds by talking about it, by communicating, by understanding and being like, oh, I see. Wow, so it's not my fault. Wow, but this and that. Oh, look, actually, right? We don't heal wounds by pretending there was no wound to begin with. And taboo, there's taboo about many, many things, right? But sexual taboo is that sexual wound that goes passed down generation from generation. That, oh, you know, my grandma, she had me with an abuser. Damn. Oh, this and that happened that way, and now we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about Bruno. And, you know, you got to understand the other side of taboo, right? Because maybe in this generation it's not. But the reason why taboo is a taboo, it's because that's something that people don't want to talk about because it's hurtful. Because it hurts. It's putting your dirty little finger on the wound and digging like, okay, let me take out that bullet. There it is, right? And not everyone is ready to take out the bullet. Not everyone is ready to heal that wound. So, you know, if someone wants to make sex or sexual activities a taboo, let them, because the reason why they do that is because they're hurt. Maybe not on this timeline, maybe it's generational trauma. But it's a thing that they cannot deal with. And you should not force anyone to face something they don't want to face just yet. Okay, so that from one side. But on the other side, there's this thing, talking again, going back to the polarity of healing. I'm going to change that name because I don't like healing. It's not healing, the polarity of superation, I'm going to call it. Okay, so the polarity of superation. Going back to the polarity of superation, it's this thing that, speaking about sexual taboos, is like, you know, you have the two sides of the taboo, right? Side one, you know, the beginning in 1717, is like, oh, I don't talk about it. No, my God, don't talk about it. No. Oh, that's okay. I don't want to know. Not talking about it. Pretending that doesn't exist. Pretending you're a fucking saint. You never even had any sexual feelings or anything. You don't have libido. You don't have genitals. You are a Barbie doll. Doll, but like D-U-L-L. Doll. Okay? And the other side is oversharing. It's being like, you know, it's a taboo and it shouldn't be a taboo, so I'm gonna talk about it real loud and real vulgar, right? And it's like, no, that's not healing. That's not healing. That's the two sides, right? It's still from this wound. One side, it's the submissive and compliant side, and the other side is the rebellious side. But it's still surrounding a wound, a sexual wound, right? So the submissive completion side of the wound, it's like, oh, I won't talk about it. Oh no, it's okay. I don't ever feel sexual things. I don't ever get horny. I don't ever ovulate. That doesn't exist. I am crazy. And the other side is like, you know what? I'm a rebel, so if you don't want me to do this, I'll do it. I'll do it just to be a contrarian. Just so that you get upset that I'm not doing what you want me to do, right? And the thing about it is that both of them are kind of out of control, right? And wait, that's against this. Thank you, Spirit. That's against this thing. That this submissive side is you. Ooh, oh my God, Spirit! I love this. Ah! I got this just right now. There's two sides of the polarity of superation, the submissive side in which someone else has control, and the rebel side in which you have the control, but it's still not healing. It's two sides of the same wound. I cannot. Oh my God. Girl. Well, so basically the submissive side is the side in which someone else is controlling you through the wound, and the rebel side is in which you are trying to control the situation still through the wound. Okay? Wowee. Right? So, for example, a submissive person, we've already said how, the normal behavior of a submissive person in the sexual wound spectrum would be. But the rebel perhaps is a little bit harder to spot for some. The way I see it is, it's the person that it's like open-minded and woke. You call it woke. I don't like that word, but it's like, it's a little bit like the person that kinda is just really loud about their sexual activities, and it's like, oh, it kind of masks as it's like open-minded, but at the end of the day, you're oversharing, you're overdoing it, you're being a rebel, right? In rebels, what they do is just, you don't want me to go outside, then I'm fucking sneaking out, and I'm, through the window so that you see that I'm outside, where you don't want me to be, girl, right? No, we don't want that, right? And just to give you a little sense of clarity and help you understand, sexual healing, it's not, because there it is, thank you, Spirit. So one side talks about it like this, like, oh my god, but he actually this and that, right? It's like, I'm talking about something wrong. I shouldn't be talking about this. And you talk about it like with shame and with guilt and like, oh my god, I'm scared that someone's gonna hear us talking about this. And the other side, it's like, I'm talking real loud about this thing no one wants me talking about because it's wrong, so I'm talking real loud about this wrong thing that I shouldn't be talking about, right? You get the thing? In both of the ends, you're talking about something that's wrong, right? In both of the ends of the wound, you talk about about sexuality and stuff like that, but in both of them, there's an underlying tone of this is wrong. One of them is like, I shouldn't be doing this and feeling ashamed. And the other's like, I shouldn't be doing it. I shouldn't be doing this, right? And it's crazy. But the thing about sexual healing, and, I absolutely, more than absolutely recommend, I heal my sexual wounds, a little bit in therapy, obviously, but like about 2%. 2% of it I healed on therapy. The rest I healed with subliminals and with Reiki sessions on YouTube. Like, you can literally just go to YouTube, fall asleep to a Reiki session, and that's it. As many times as you want, as many times as you feel like you need, as many times as you feel comfortable with. And obviously, that I did celibacy and all of that. But, this is your own journey, so you'll find your own way. But I do absolutely recommend sexual healing. I absolutely recommend sexual healing. One thing that I realized is, I was on my celibacy journey, right? And this kind of Reiki session for healing sexual past, sexual trauma, sexual wounds, and, cutting cords to, people that you've been intimate with, because that's the thing that happens. You create a cord just by sleeping with people, just by having sex with people, not sleeping, but having sex with people, right? And it's tough because we're in this kind of society in which, one night stands is a thing, so you're creating a connection, an energetic cord to a person that you don't know at all. And like, it's not just an energetic cord. Sexual energy is so strong. So strong. And you know why? Because sexual energy, first, it's this harvest of energy. Orgasms, basically what it is you harvest energy, and the orgasm, release. That's why perhaps when you get an orgasm, you can fall asleep, or things like that. It's like a purge also. It's like a purge. Not always, but can be used as a purge, right? And also there's methods of, you can actually manifest through orgasms. That's how incredible the sexual energy is, and you are connecting yourself 24/24 to someone you don't know through such strong energetic cord. Obviously, you can cut it, but you do not want to have that there. You do not want that there, okay? Trust me. So, 24/42. So what you're gonna want to do is cut all those cords, heal all your sexual past. And you know what I've realized? Because I was on this celibacy journey, right? I was being a celibate. Still am, girl, still am. I'm moving this there because I think like the sun, it's gonna do anything. But I was on my celibacy journey, still am, and I did that. I did like, I don't know, 2 or 3 Reiki healings, subliminals for healing sexual wounds and stuff like that. And as you know, I did that and then I just forgot about it. Like I let it go. Like I didn't care about it. I just stopped thinking about it, literally. And I remember one day I was, going through Pinterest and I was looking for some sexy pictures, and there were some pictures and they were so repulsive to me. So incredibly repulsive to me. And I was like, "Oh my god. What's this? This is so much." Like it's so much. Like it's abusive to just look at that picture. Like it's horrible. Like I was like, "Oh my god." And I was like, this, in the past, I wouldn't have reacted like that to that. I would have been like, "Oh, that's nice." No. No, it's not. And thanks to that, I started thinking, wow, but those are things that I used to like. And then I'm like, I do not like that. And I never liked that. I never liked that. Pulling the hair, choking, all those stuff, it's too much. I don't like that. I don't. 26. But I was like, I realized there, wow, there's so many things that I was doing thinking I liked them that I did not. And I wouldn't have realized any other way that I didn't like them until I did the healing. I needed to do the motherfucking healing to be like, wait, I don't like this. No, don't do that. Don't. Keep your hands to yourself. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but there was so many things that I was doing that I was like, I cannot believe I was doing that. I seriously cannot believe I was doing that. I'm like, ugh. Like, seriously, ugh. Like, horrible. And after I did that, I was like, wow. Had I not healed my sexual past and my sexual wounds, I would have never, ever realized I did not like any of that. 27. I would have never realized I did not like that. I did not. And like back then, I'm realizing now, back then I didn't like it either. But I was like, no, I do. I like it. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I don't. Shut up. We don't like this. We don't like this. It was crazy. So yeah, I would actually incredibly recommend that you do that. That you heal your sexual things, because then you're gonna be like, wow, I was doing a lot of things that I did not like. Did not. And now I know. Okay, so yes, the polarity of separation. The thing about it is that in both of those, right, submissive and rebel, we have this underlying tone of, I'm talking about something that's wrong. One of them feels ashamed and the other one feels empowered by doing the wrong thing, right? By the wrongdoing. The thing about it is, when you heal your sexual wounds, is you don't feel like you're talking about something that's wrong, because it's just sex. It's just sex. Not, to undermine sex, because sex is amazing, right? It's an incredible experience to have, but it's just sex. It's not like, it's just sex. Right? Like, you talk about sex in the same tone that you talk about drugs. Like you were doing something so wrong. Sex is not wrong. It's not wrong. Sex is right. It was a blessing from the goddamn motherfucking skies that we can enjoy sex. That we can enjoy it. And not only that, but I think it's the type of blessing that we get. Oh, wow. Did you see that? I think it's the type of blessing that we get dolphins, they were categorized like they can enjoy sex and have sex just for pleasure because they are very intelligent beings, right? And I think that's kind of the point, because with a great power comes a great responsibility, right? You're not gonna give just the amazing thing of 3003 the amazing power of enjoying sex to just an animal that does not understand consent, right? That's why we can enjoy sex. It's like you've reached a point in your journey as humanity in which we understand that you have enough brain to get consent. That's why you can enjoy this. That's why we give you the power of doing this just because you like to do it, of handling your own sexual energy, because again, sexual energy is extremely powerful. It's extremely powerful. And there's so many animals like cats that they cannot use their own sexual energy because they don't have the I don't like to say the mind, but they don't have they're not evolved to the point at which they can consciously make good decisions with that. 3113. They're not. They're not, and we are. Right? That doesn't mean that everyone does it. But it means that now you know. This is a blessing. Being able to enjoy sex, basically meaning you get free will in whatever you do with your sexual energy. You decide how to use your sexual energy. You decide, I want to use this to manifest. Or I want to redirect my sexual energy here or there. Because sexual energy is the energy of creation. The energy of creation is sexual energy. Your passionate projects, your dreams come from sexual energy. Because it's the energy of creation. When you make songs, when you make a movie, when you make a painting, when you write something down, every creative thing that you think, every creative endeavor that you go into, it's that energy of creation. It's the feminine energy of flow, right? That's what it is. Sexual energy is the energy of creation. It's not just about sex or just about seduction and all of that. It's the energy of creation indeed. Okay, so it's important because not only is it a blessing that we get to enjoy having sex, it's a blessing because that means that God was like, I trust you to handle your own sexual energy, which is such a strong energy to be able to handle ourselves. Is a blessing that the Most High, the Divine, said, you know what? I hand over the control to you. Handle your own sexual energy. I deem you worthy of using that energy for the highest good. Okay? Important. Important here. 3311. But yeah. And to close the polarity circle, right? You're gonna see this everywhere, I hope, from now on. I know you're gonna see this everywhere, but I don't know. You can tell me if you want to. You can tell me if you want to. But yeah, this doesn't just happen in those two scenarios that I posted, right? The polarity of, let me write that down. Write that down. The polarity of superation. Superation. There we go. This does not just happen on the two examples that I put you, right? There will be a lot more examples that you're gonna get in your daily life that are gonna help you understand, okay, this applies here too, and that's gonna help you be like, okay, so am I on superation or on healing, right? In healing, how do you explain it? Well, in sexual healing, the thing about it is that you don't talk so loud or like shut it up. That depends on you, on the level of privacy that you have for yourself, obviously, and how you feel about it, duh. But I think just the thing that you realize the most about it is that you don't feel like you're talking about something that's wrong. You don't feel, ashamed of talking about it, or you don't feel like, oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. Oh my god, I'm eating cookies in the middle of the night when I know I shouldn't be. Right? You don't feel like that because you realize, no, this is normal. It's okay. It's fine. It's fun. We all love it. It's okay. Right? So yeah, I hope you love this, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Bye.